So, as you guys know, I'm back, and what does that mean is more builds are gonna come back as well. And I have been playing the new Surge for the past week, and I got used to it, and I think I understand most of the changes. They are not even that complicated. However, I don't really like the new playstyle. I feel like it's too punishing, especially for a new player or a returning player. It's gonna be harder to get into the new Surge because everything is melee range and super melee range at that. So you feel like you're using a T-Rex to fight, not an actual assassin or Deathblade. So I like the quality of life changes, they are awesome, but the fact that now you're forced to use certain skills and you cannot make any changes to the build is actually the boring part about the new Surge. Like, you barely have any room for any other skill, like Blitz Rush, Blade Dance, Surprise Attack, Wind Cut, and everything else like is like a must. You cannot change anything about them. And another part that annoyed me is the fact that now Raid Captain is business lot, but everyone is playing it incorrectly. If you guys remember, I was the only guy back in the day screaming, Raid Captain is business lot for Surge. Stop going Curse Doll, stop going Keen Blunt. But no one wanted to risk it. I got a lot of backlash for it. Everyone was criticizing it, making fun of the build. And now, surprisingly, everyone is going Raid Captain just because Korean players have like tested it and found out it's better. And nothing really changed between old Surge and new one because I have seen the new rotation with Raid Captain. Basically, they start the rotation with Maelstrom, and then by the time they get 60 stacks, the buff from Maelstrom is already gone. So what they do to fix that is they take a Rage Rune on like Wind Cut or Surprise Attack, and they depend on RNG for Surge. That is crazy. Maybe I'm delusional. Maybe there is another secret source of movement speed, but I feel like everyone is playing it wrong because if you use the movement speed buff to amplify like Raid Captain's damage for the basic skills, and then for Surge, or you depend on RNG from the Rage Rune, that's kinda stupid. So today I'm going to show you how to actually play it with the new Surge, and it doesn't affect your rotation or anything. The only downside is that we're going to take away like Turning Slash and replace it with Dark Axle, which means you're gonna have less stagger, and that's about it. Like that's the only thing you're gonna lose, which means you will need for like hard stagger raids or like hard stagger mechanics, you're gonna need the stagger rune on Earth Cleaver with the tripod concussion. But other than that, this is the best like build for raid captain. And for the engraving, if you want 5 by 3, you go Grudge, Ambushmaster, Raid Captain, Surgeon, Adrenaline. If you want 5 by 3 by 1, you just add Ether Predator. If you want 5 by 3 by 2, you make Adrenaline 2 and you add Curse Doll, not Keen Blunt. I see that Keen Blunt is more famous now somehow, and people forgot that Curse Doll is more damage than Keen Blunt for entropy, so take Keen Blunt if you have a 9/7 stone. Do not go, I mean, take Curse Doll, do not go Keen Blunt. And for the tripods, it's basically the same as the standard Surge tripods. The only difference here, some people might not have open weakness. I take open weakness and then remove open weakness from Spin Cutter. And the reason I take open weakness from Spin Cutter and play with attack speed so we can use Spin Cutter for stacks. Because you're not gonna have a perfect rotation every single time. So in case you screw up your rotation, you can fix that with Spin Cutter, or you can just do it for faster stacks anyway. And the reason you take attack speed instead of open weakness because it will be a lot faster. And then this is Blade Dance, and obviously Dark Axle. The most important one here is quick pace. You need to play with quick pace tripod for the movement speed, so you can use this only for surging, and you're gonna use Maelstrom for the rest of the basic skills. And for the new players, I will give you one tip, is that when you want to use Spin Cutter, you don't need to click it 3 times or twice. You see how like like it has 3 stacks, kind of like you need to click once, twice, and 3 times. You can just hold it. This is for most of the combo skills in Lost Ark in general. You just hold it and it will do the same like as like clicking it 3 times. And for Blade Dance, this tip is not only for new players, even for veterans, because I haven't seen it mentioned. I don't know if it's a personal discovery or, but I haven't seen anyone talk about it, but is the fact that you don't need to let Blade Dance finish to get max damage and max stacks. What I mean by that, watch this. So I let it finish here. I let it go all the way. Now I'm gonna try to like take my finger off the keyboard as Blade Dance is about to finish. Did you see that? I did not let it go all the way. Like when it reached about the end, I removed my finger and I stopped the animation and I still got 9 stacks. And trust me, you get the same amount of damage as well. So you basically save some few milliseconds and you end the animation early and you get same damage and same amount of stacks, which is really huge. The only problem is that it's easy to screw it up. You might like do it early, but that's not a problem because you still get like 8 stacks if you do it a bit earlier, and you only lose 1 stack, which is not a problem. So what I mean is like this. As you see here, I stopped a little bit earlier and I only got 8 stacks instead of 9. So even when you stop a bit early, it's still like still good. And please stop trying to use this skill for damage. Use it when like you are guaranteed to get everything from the back, but it's not necessary. Just get the stacks as fast as possible. You don't need to reposition for Blade Dance. You can reposition for Blitz Rush, it's fine. However, any other skill doesn't require repositioning. You can use any other skill, it's fine. If you're gonna get like a faster rotation, it's completely fine. Blitz Rush is the only skill that's worth repositioning and Surge as well. So do not force repositioning for basic skills other than Blitz Rush and Surge. And for the runes, first Blade Dance, we're gonna give it Gale Wind. We're gonna get Gale Wind legendary for Blitz Rush and Dark Axle. This is important. Focus on Maelstrom, Rage on Wind Cut, Bleed on Surprise Attack. And then this depends on the raid. You can do Gale Wind for raids that don't have stagger or have low stagger. For high stagger raids or mechanics, you can change this with like the stagger rune, overwhelm, legendary, and that way you would compensate the loss of turning slash because it has decent stagger. And for the gems, you can just copy these. These are the gems you're gonna take. And for the rotation, you can do many rotations, but just remember to use Dark Axle toward the end. And I know some of you would think Dark Axle has slow animation and it would not feel great to use in real raid scenario, but trust me, I played Raid Captain in old Surge, not new. I played it so many times. I played every raid with it. It's completely fine. And you with time you're gonna get used to it. And it's actually the same amount of speed as a regular like Surge rotation. So your rotation should look something like this. Wind cut, reset, maelstrom, wind cut, surprise attack. Then something like this. And I still have movement speed. So like you don't lose movement speed at all during the whole rotation, which is really great because that's the problem with the raid captain on standard surge build, is the fact that you only get full like benefit of raid captain on the basic skills and you lose it on surge. And this is the standard best build for raid captain if you want to take raid captain. However, in my case, since I like style points as well. It's something silly. You don't need to do this. It's only me, by the way, who likes to enjoy like a stylish rotation. So in my case, my rotation would be something like this. So I use the other tripod of Dark Axle that let you go over the boss, so I can like reposition in front with the spin cutter, and then go back with the like Dark Axle. This is gonna make it a little bit slower than the other one, but it gives you like it's more stylish basically. This is what I'm gonna be using because I like a cool animation. That's and sadly, like, look at this. Can we talk about how boring the new Surge is? So look at this. Wind Cut is a growing tornado. Surprise attack, a mini tornado. Spin Cutter is a moving or dashing tornado. Turning Slash is an angry tornado. Maelstrom is a continuous tornado. And Blade Dance and the Blitz Rush are the same. It's just that Blitz Rush is a faster Blade Dance with a charge at the start. And it's like two identical skills and five or six other skills that look completely the same as well. This class has become so boring to play. It's basically you give up on everything and you just play for the stacks and surge. It's like the basic skills don't matter anymore. And if you compare it to the old one where like you have Soul Absorber, Stab and Slash, Void Strike, like if you have Holding Tripod has a cool animation. If you use the other one, you knock up into like an explosion. All the Blitz Rush, you charge an image that attacks instead of you. Like it used to be a lot cooler than now, but sadly, the good old days are gone. So that's how you play Raid Captain. So I don't want to see anyone using Raid Captain with Turn Slash, please. If you're going Raid Captain, use it with Dark Axle. Do not use it with Turn Slash.